Okay, so I think I've got this thing narrowed down now. I sighted in dead nuts at 20. I shot my 20-yard pin at 30. It was actually pretty level. There was only like an inch or two of drop there. So I went ahead and dropped it down just a little bit from there. And basically what I did is I just kept backing up like 5 yards and shooting, and then just dropping my arrow down to, or dropping my sight down to match my arrow like you would normally sight anything else in. I didn't do anything special really. Um, I do have a new, thanks to my wife, I sent her some cash. She's at running, so she's gonna pick me up a new target because this thing's now it's got a bunch of inserts stuck in it, and she's not doing too hot. I just had one pull out in the midst of trying to get this stuff sighted in, but right now I'm just basically double checking the calibration scale on this because according to it, I'm at a 10, and I just shot pretty good there. I probably shot like I don't know, that's that white circle in there. I know it kind of looks shitty, but it's about 8 inches, and I probably had like a 5-inch group inside there, 5.5. I didn't really measure it out. I had to get inside and make the kids some lunch. So I'm going to go ahead now and do a couple quick shots here, see where I'm at, and then we're either going to call it good or we're going to just keep on tinkering on. Ugh, that one was high. But I could tell there was a wind coming, and it was making me a little antsy there. Let's see. Are those shooting high now? I can't tell. Yeah, both those shot way high. What the heck? What the heck? I might have to go check on my kids. I heard a loud thump inside, and those two fight like they're at the Roman Coliseum sometimes. Man, they're just coming out of there so nice, even though right now they're not grouping very good. They're just flying very nice. High again, son of a bitch, really. And I was even aiming just a tad bit low on that one. Well, right when I thought we were at the tail end of this thing, it's throwing me for another loop. Alright, that's just goofy now. How many arrows do I got here? So, I've got 2 grouping perfectly. Basically right where I want them. And then I got 3 that are grouped perfectly up high. That let one go pretty fast there. Fuck out of the way. Alright. Just for safety, we're at a 50-50 right now. I'm going to go ahead and do this again. And as long as I can get them all to group basically like that lower pair is, because that's where I'm aiming, is at the bottom of that white circle. Sorry, finishing up my bucked up protein drink. Lightly carbonated. For only the most badass motherfuckers on earth. Which is not me. I'm fat as fuck. I probably shouldn't be having any protein, anything. But you know, it's better than a regular fucking soda. There's zero, or not zero carbs, zero sugar. I don't really know what else. I don't know, those ones up top are garbage. I thought they were grouped tighter than that. So let's see here. With these bottom buggers, I've got like a 3-inch group, which that's pretty atypical. That's usually what I'm shooting at, about 60. Every now and again I suck them right in there, but if I'm just out shooting fucking around, 3 inches is usually what I shoot at 60. These ones up here, these ones are, that's more like a 5-inch group. So I'm gonna shoot all 6 again. We're gonna make sure. I'm gonna call that sight tape good, get it out. We're gonna throw that bitch on there. I am gonna throw my bow inside for a little bit and let it cool down, or cool down, Jesus Christ. Let it warm up before I try sticking that tape on there, because this calibration tape is already starting to peel on both ends, and luckily I don't need it for 20 anymore. So I'm basically just using the very middle of it, which is perfectly fine. Damn it, I gotta do one more. I gotta do one more group. How we doing? Good. Man, lady's here. She might have something for me, I don't know. Oh. No, you're good.
Do you want me to leave them on the porch or just hand them to you?
I can just take them. I'll throw them on the porch.
There's that, there's butter, and then that one.
Perfect.
Have a good Christmas.
Thanks, you too. I thought this was my wife's stuff. I don't even know what the fuck that is. I don't think I have anything coming today. I'm expecting a new tripod for my spotting scope. Other than that, I don't know what the. Oh, shit. I know what one is. Okay. One of them's a Christmas gift for my wife. At least one. There's something else I ordered her, but it was showing it wasn't going to be here till after Christmas. So maybe one of them's that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll do some archery ASMR. Let's see if I don't throw my bow. I'm still on the 10, right? Yeah. It's definitely the 10 for sure, just because I can tell by the way it's shooting. But this is the last group I'm doing regardless. The majority of them are staying right in the middle of the target anyways. I think I might just be getting a little frustrated and fatigued. A little bit of brain frog. Going on. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Do 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 do. Another one bites the dust. Ooh, yeah, I can feel myself pull that one. Fuck. It's amazing once you do it enough how it becomes like a golf swing. You can just tell the second that you let one go that it's going to be dog shit or it's going to be money. And well, that last one I could tell. A lot of it I can feel right in my palm, especially the bottom. But I try to keep my hand kind of like at a 45, where just the very edge, I guess the left edge of my grip is in my palm. And if I'm shooting nice and steady, it won't move at all. But if I'm not, the second I release that arrow, I can feel it twitching in my palm. I can feel it rock side to side, and I'll know that something's going on. That was actually good, but all this shit's my own error right now. I could feel myself because I started at the bottom of the circle and I went to work my way up and release in the middle, and I think I just kind of threw that arrow a little bit. So you're going to hear me make a million different excuses right now because, well, there are a million different excuses. So many variables, so little time. And that one I pulled because I'm listening to this car coming up behind me. Not paying attention like a fucking douche. But I'm still very happy actually because I'm pretty sure I got this thing dialed in. Once I get to a 3D course or something where I really have to try it out. Hang on, kiddos. All right, let me look and see on here because you guys got it pretty. Oh shit, can't see nothing on there. Damn. Yeah, babe. Hang on a minute. Let's go see what my kids are complaining about. I'm almost going to guarantee you that they're whining because they're trying to put princess dresses on, and one of them can't get it on right. What? Oh, door's not open. What? Oh, you can't get your dress on. Okay. All right, give me just a second to get this all wrapped up and I'll come help you, okay? Get inside, it's cold. Love you. All right, so that's pretty much it. I'm just trying to think. I didn't really get to go over the process that well. It's kind of pain in the ass. You almost need like 2 cameras. I just use my phone. I haven't bothered to go and get a GoPro because then you gotta get a laptop, and then you start editing and doing this and doing that. And I'm not trying to do all that shit. Even when I film my hunts, I just want to do it with my phone on an arm in a tree and just get it the best I can and call it good. But essentially, what happened was, let's see. Oh, that's superb lighting, isn't it? Wow. Why the hell is it so dark right now? All right, there you go. So you can see where those two purple pins are. That top one's the one that you're actually sighting in with. And if you look at it just right, you can see that I am on that red 10. That's the sight tape that I got to use. So what you do now, and you really got to, the biggest thing with this that I'm realizing is you got to pay attention to where you're turning this dial at. Because at the angle I have this dial at, if I'm looking at it from up top here, it looks like I have it on the number 11. But if I look at it from the side, which is where the pin, the yellow pin, or the orange pin, Jesus Christ, the purple pins are the pointiest. That puts me right in the middle of that 10 spot. So when you go to put your calibration scale on there and you're starting at 20, make sure you do it with the bow basically as vertical as possible. So what I kind of like is I have that quick adjustment piece already, that knob on my Spot Hogg here. I look just above that. So if I'm looking at my bow, I put it, okay, so like if it's on my left hand, I put it on my left thigh and I look just above it until I see that first pin pointing out. And that gives me a perfect, I guess, horizontal plane at that pin. So that way I'm not getting any of the depth of the pin to make it look wider or to make it or to throw it off. So that's what I would do if you have one of these. from everything I see here, that's going to get you your closest marker, because that's pretty much spot on right at 20. Just take this bitch right down here and I'll lift you up. So you can see here, I'm looking just over the knob there, my dovetail, and that's putting me spot on the 20. Now if I look at it from up here, which is what I was doing, now it looks like it's under. It looks like the 20's over it. So that's where you got to be careful, because it will throw you off. Because at that point there, if you try to adjust it down, then you're not going to be in the same. I mean, it's not going to throw it off too much. At 20, it won't. Once you get out to 60, it's going to be totally different. But you're not going to be in the same. I'm having a brain fart. Holy shit. Whatever. In the same spectrum. I'm just going to say that because it sounds good. So yeah, that's how you want it to look right there. You don't want to have it like this, because then you're getting a little bit of the bottom of the pin. I mean, you can kind of see where it gets a little fat there. If you have it just over that knob, that's silhouetting that pin perfectly, so you can see right where the point's at. All right, so that's pretty much been it. I don't know if this video is going to turn out good or not, because I've really just been jibber jabbering as I'm trying to think of what I'm doing. So yeah, zero it in at 20 with your calibration scale on there. Shoot your 20 at 30, see how low you are. And from there, just kind of feel it out with the knob. Go down, in small increments until you're zeroed out again. Back up to 40, shoot 40 with 30. You're going to be shooting low. Turn your knob again until you zero out. And just keep doing that all the way back to 60. And once you get to 60, you're pretty much going to be on. What I ended up doing is I kind of had an idea of how far my knob was turning. So I got to the point where once I got to 50, I over rotated it just a little bit, so it was more like 55. And I shot that at 60, and then I only needed to move up 2 numbers, and I was able to get spot on. Yeah, baby. Okay, I'm going to be in just a second. I'm almost done. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I mean, and definitely too, one, make sure your arrows are exactly what you're going to want, because once you do this and you get your sight tape on there, and all of a sudden you realize that at 60, there was a fluke, something was happening, this, that, and the other thing, and you want to try to, do an offset vein or helical, real steep helical or something, or you're starting to shoot some different broadhead. That was one of the reasons why I started doing the offset on mine, was because I do like to have the option to shoot a fixed blade. I shoot G5 Montex in certain areas where I know that I'm really close to bedding area and there's a bunch of shrubs and stuff around me. And there's real skinny stuff that I could shoot through, multi-flower rows. I mean, I'm not going to shoot through real thick shit, but like the tops of multi-floor rows from like a hang-on stand or from my saddle or something, or some gold rod or something like that. I like the option to be able to shoot through some of that. So with just that little 2-degree offset on there, um, it makes it so my arrows now they were flying to the right, and at 20 yards they were like 5 inches to the right and 10 inches down. Um, Now with that helical on there, they're basically just literally over an inch and up, and they're like that 20, 30, 40, like an inch difference. So 2 inches and up at 30, 3 inches and up at 40. Um, and that I can live with because I'll be able to remember that hopefully in the heat of the moment that I need to aim just a little bit different. And it's not that far off. A majority of my shots are between 20 and 30. It's not that far off where, if I, in a panic moment, tell myself to aim just a little low, I'll know it's going to be kind of high and I'll hit something that's going to put them down. And then at the same time, with all my different practice broadheads for my mechanicals and stuff, they all fly good, which I don't know. It's kind of a farce because I'm a G5 guy. I do shoot some Grim Reapers during turkey season. That's what I'm going to be shooting is the Reapers. Um, but I like the mega meats and I like the dead meats. Um, but I just hate that they came with the same size practice head. I wish they would have made the practice head for the mega meats, I guess, a little bit wider in the back end because it is substantially wider on the ass end once they're all folded in. I mean, you're talking like an eighth of an inch difference, on each blade, which that's that can really throw an arrow off, especially if you're using real shallow veins like these atlases and stuff. But my wife's already home. But that's where um, I'm hoping that helical will make up the majority of the difference. I just gotta sacrifice one of them and shoot them. They're just so expensive that it's hard to justify it. But all right, that's it. If I missed anything, you guys will let me know, I'm sure.